Yes, now, and welcome back to episode 148 of the Top Loaded Podcast. And we're in for a bumper special this week, live and set on location as well, which we'll get into very shortly. But before we do, just a massive thanks for the guys over at Third Down UK for powering up this episode of the Top Loaded Podcast. Whether you need card supplies, custom card stands, great preparation kits, or whatever it may be, head to their website and use TTP10 at checkout for 10% off. But introducing a very special guest this week in the store, which is opening at the end of the month, which I can't personally wait for, the one and only Paul from Football Cards Direct, but also TradeWiiCards. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, no, doing very well. And like you say, live from the shop, which sounds great to say after all the times we spoke about it. So obviously, it's the opening month now. It's opening at the end. So I know you've got. I can see a little set behind you. How's everything looking for the shop?
It's getting there. I've got about 98 layers on at the moment because we haven't got the heating on and it's freezing, which it probably is over most of the country at the moment. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work. Kelly's busy with white vinyl at the moment, but that's a long story.
Yeah, so obviously for people, we've seen the pictures now when you put out the announcement of it opening on January 31st. Opening on transfer deadline day, which is going to be great. Hopefully, there's more business going on in your in TradeWiiCards than there is at the Premier League headquarters, because no doubt Arsenal will be signing no one. But obviously, now with everything getting in place, the showcases are all looking in. How does it feel for you? Because it's gone from like an idea to reality now. So how's that process been? Because I no doubt it's been very long ordering the stuff, waiting for it to come in, and then God knows how you've worked out even how to where to put it all. Like, how's that been for you as well? Actually getting it to become a reality.
The last few weeks have gone really quickly, and things have started to take shape the last few weeks. But the previous sort of 4, 5, 6 months dragged and dragged, and we had many a blip along the road. The showcases, which there's the display cases. There's 26 display cases in here, glass display cases, which managed to make it all the way from China via Rotterdam, Antwerp, and Southampton. Got to the depot, which was 5 miles away from us, before they dropped a pallet and smashed all the glass.
Oh, they've done the hard job. They got it all the way there, and that's like saying out of a sitcom. You're carrying a plane of glass across a road, clear the lorries, and then they drop it. But obviously for you, it's obviously with your Football Card Direct background as well, with singles and wax. Obviously, there's going to be a lot available in this store. So for people who are coming along, is it going to be quite a case of it's going to be so much available of singles, wax, supplies, whatever it may be, that it's actually going to be them 26 cases are going to be filled up, and there's going to be stuff waiting to replace it on a regular basis as well.
Yeah, what we want to do really is cater for everybody, and we've said all along we wanted to make it a community hub. So that includes the sales stock, if you like, which will range from 30p cards up to 300, £3,000 cards maybe. But there will be a lot of lower end stuff as well as some higher end stuff. We don't want to make it like a high end show, if you like, within the shop. It needs to be able to cater for everybody. Hence, we've also got a pop up room at the front of the shop, which can be hired out for anybody that wants to use it, whether it's promoting your business, your brand, showcasing your collection, or really just setting up a shop yourself for the day and making some sales. That room is on the TradeWiiCards website. You can book it. There is no charge. People will think there's a charge. There isn't. I'm sat in one of the streaming rooms at the moment. Again, you can book the streaming room. Again, there is no charge. You can see our backboard for our streaming there. If people were going to use it reasonably regularly, if they were calling by and they wanted to stream, I just advise to get your own backboard made up, get it delivered here, and we'll store it for you. You can use when you want to.
As I say, there's one word I picked out, especially there, was the community aspect of it. And when I've spoke to you in the past, that's really where you're aiming for this to be, is a pivotal part of the community within the UK. So is that always one of the driving factors for you, is having that spot where someone who might not be able to have the infrastructure at their own place to be able to stream, sell, whatever it may be, but just giving everyone that same chance to be able to have profit / just enjoy what they want to do?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in the industry for 10 years now. 2015 we started, so we've seen a huge amount of changes. But it's to coin a phrase, it's like a one-stop shop. Really, it's it's to be able to cater for everybody. So sales wise, from the low end through to the higher end, if people want to stream wherever they want to stream, whatever platform they want to stream on, there's a streaming room here. If there's a huge rip and trade area, so people can literally, well, there's two. People can sit round the tables and rip and trade. There's also a lounge area. People can sit back and chill out and watch some telly or watch some streaming on the telly if they want to. So really, it's just being able to cater for everybody. Whatever anybody would like to see within the store, hopefully we've got it.
Yeah, no, as I say, I had a sneak peek of looking around. Like I said, I can't wait for it to be all kitted out. But as well, another announcement you made was you're going to have some signed memorabilia there as well from MVPs. So just a little bit about that as well. Like, was that another focus for you as well? Because I think it does cross over quite a lot. A lot of people do like cards, do like the signed memorabilia as well. So obviously people can see, like for me, I've got it in background and everything. But it's such a cool thing when you can go and buy a shirt as well as a card, or you could go into the store and you could walk out with a signed shirt of your favorite player and then a card as well.
Again, it's all ways of helping to grow the hobby, really, because if we were a store which just had cards in it, we're attracting people in that probably already buy cards. Yeah. By putting other things and other items in here, such as memorabilia, hopefully some of those that are just in the memorabilia market at the moment cross over into the card market and start buying the cards. If you can see a signed shirt of a player which might be, a few £100, if there's also a card of that player which is a bit cheaper than that shirt, it gives the options then. So hopefully it's bringing people into the card market.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's a great way of, because that exposure of the hobby is always quite a big thing that we've spoke about before, and the plans for other people have of, there's so many people out there who just doesn't know what's going to come with the hobby. For example, you could talk to someone. I personally didn't know that a certain cards would be in the set. And I was like, I didn't know that. And I've been in the hobby for long enough. Obviously, you've been in it, say, for 10 years now. But having this place where I suppose there'd be like special nights as well, like trade nights, trade days, whatever it might be, different events. So is there events and stuff you're going to look at as well going down the line, like doing your trade nights, which do go down quite well stateside, and really bring them over to the UK as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's geared up for that. The room we have in here would be perfect for events, for trade nights. We've got screens within the store which can mirror anything that's happening in the streaming rooms, or doesn't need to be happening in the streaming rooms. We can broadcast something that might be happening on one of the platforms anyway, elsewhere. Yeah. So yeah, it's geared up for trade nights and events, and we're hopefully once every 6 weeks we'll be looking for a trade night or an event.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to be able to travel up and down the country, wherever it be. About people be flying to the store, train, car, whatever form of transport it will be. But obviously, another question a few people probably would have is obviously you, Kelly, and the team have seen quite a lot of the card shows. So obviously, your inventory is massive. We've seen it with like the eBay platform for Football Cards Direct. So is it going to be a case of, obviously there'll be some the same as shows, but I've heard as well there's going to be quite a bit of stock as well that some people might have never seen before.
Yeah, Kelly won't like me for saying this, but I've always been one for. I tend to open product, and part of it I list, and other parts I tend not to. I just put it in a box and forget about it. So yeah, there will be stuff within the store that's been seen at shows over the last couple of years, but there's also going to be a hell of a lot that's not only not been seen at shows, but it's never been for sale anywhere. It's just been put away in a box. I did notice plenty of 5 autos of top players that I had that I forgot I put in a box.
I was going to say there's quite a few sets, especially with the boxes that you're going to have, and that's what we're going to get onto after this next question. Obviously, there's going to be such a wide variety of sports. It's not obviously just going to be football as well. I think that's going to be such a key aspect of that. It's so easy, especially within the UK, to focus on just the soccer market. But obviously, as well, you're going to have quite a lot of different sports available, which then again brings that exposure to other sets that are available for people to collect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, predominantly it will be football, obviously, because although the shop will be opening in the name of TradeWiiCards, the stock will be primarily supplied by Football Cards Direct, and obviously the memorabilia by mvps.com. We'll also be offering quite an exciting branch of TradeWii with the consignments, where at the moment we just do the eBay side of consignments. We work closely with eBay and do consignments there. we'll be offering an in-store buy it now consignment.
Ooh.
So it won't be for £2, £3 cards. They would have to be higher value cards, but we would display them in the store and sell them in the store for people at a flat 5% commission rate.
Oh, that's very good. I was going to say, just building on that one. Obviously, now as well, some people are always a bit cautious, maybe of sending something off during a post, maybe off to TradeWiiCards for consignment. So now I take it's going to be a hub as well that you'll be able to take your cards to. Be nice. You can walk along the street into the shop, hand over the cards that you've submitted on TradeWiiCards, and then you can get it off that. So I take it's going to be like taking any day of the week. It's going to be just having cards walking in as well, which can be fantastic.
Yeah, we'll be open Tuesday to Sunday. The only day we'll be shut will be Mondays. So yeah, as far as TradeWiiCards is concerned, yeah, they bring whatever they like into the store to consign. We've got the option then whether we'll work closely with eBay, and we'll continue to work closely with eBay. Don't get me wrong, but whether that person wants to submit the cards to go onto eBay, or whether they want to submit them and we'll display them in one of the showcases in the shop.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. And obviously, moving on to the wax now, so everyone is tempted by wax. I know, obviously, you do like ripping a box or two. Obviously, everyone does in the hobby. So, is there going to be quite a wide range of wax available to purchase? Because everyone, I don't care what anyone tells me, that feeling of actually opening the pack is very hard to beat.
Yeah, there will be. Over the period of time, I've managed to resist temptation of opening absolutely everything I've had. So we'll have all sorts of stuff going back. I think there's some blaster boxes from 1920 for even garbage pail kids and things. That don't get me wrong, it won't all be blaster boxes. There will be some more premium boxes as well. But yeah, there'll be plenty of wax within the store.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm really looking forward to seeing this store. And obviously, with the going back to like the inspiration for the store, and we see a lot more of like the American side of it, where there's loads of singles on sale. And I would say, this is going to be the first real store in the UK with an absolute abundance of stock available. We see it a lot with like the likes of Burbank in America, and most like states have got quite a few numbers of them. But is it going to be one of them you're really looking to be the leader of within the UK, of actually having all this available 6 days a week, and then also as well at card shows as well, if you go along to them as well? It's going to be branching out quite a bit for you and the team.
I wouldn't ever say the leader or anything like that. It's I think it's really important for the UK hobby at the moment for more shops to be popping up. We've seen. I mean, I'll give the shout outs. I've no problem at all with Sam down in Plymouth at Sports Cards Direct, and Jamie over in Kent with Sports Trading Cards UK, and the Third Down boys up in Yorkshire with Third Down Collectibles. There'll be many, many others. I know there's a huge amount of Pokemon shops, and to anybody I've forgotten and not given a shout out, I do apologise. But there are. I think it's really important now. I think the hobby's gone a little bit full circle with we've gone around the break-in side, which is important because it creates liquidity into the market. But it can self-implode if it's not. I won't say regulated because people take that out of context. But if you end up with 300 breakers and 2 shops, something's out of balance somewhere. So I think that the break-in is probably at a limit where it is now, but the shops need to increase. So I think it's a good thing. The more people that open shops at the moment, if there was a shop in every town in the country, that's only going to increase awareness for the market and for the hobby and get more people into buying stuff.
Oh, definitely. I would say that's one thing, is it's getting new people in it, and being obviously the location of it in Loughborough is a sports university, a massive one as well. Obviously, we've spoken in the past when it was an idea of where to locate, but was that a massive aspect as well, having that sporting group like platform right next door? That no doubt a lot of them will get into it as well. But then it's a case of it's located mostly in the middle of the country as well, so it's not like one of them where it's right down south, right up north, where you want to be in that middle of the country area, which seems to be perfect. So I was doing the train time up there, and I was like, oh, actually, that's not too bad at all.
We are smack bang in the middle. We couldn't be any more central in England. I won't say the UK because central in the UK is somewhere in Lancashire.
Yeah.
But we are smack bang in the middle of England. Train, it's 5-minute walk from Loughborough train station. So not bad at all. It's 5 minutes off junction 23 of the M1. So again, nice and easy. As you say, the sports university and the sports college here is one of the biggest in the country, if not the biggest. So we can tap into the students' newsletter and get our advertising out that way.
Yeah.
There's a little known Jude Bellingham went to Loughborough College, so we'll have to tap into him at some stage.
Yeah, I think he's done all right for himself, that fella, since he's left there. Just about. I think. I think he definitely can afford a couple of one-on-ones. I think that's fair to say.
Be nice.
But obviously, that's another thing as well. Some people might be having a longer journey to the store, and they might think, "Could I really do it in a day?" Well, I know I've been looking it up personally, but if there was like a trade night or went later on, what's it like around it? Is there like places to stay as well to make it even easier if people don't want that long trek back afterwards? They kind of want to chill for the night and then head back the following day.
Yeah, there's literally there's a travel lodge round one corner, a Premier Inn round the other corner. If you want to go a little bit more upmarket, there's Corn Grange Hotel and places like that, which are 5 minutes away. So there's plenty of places to stop. There's a huge amount. We are literally right on the edge of Loughborough Town Centre. So if I walked out of the shop and turned right and walked down that road 20 yards, I'd be in the town centre. So there is plenty around to do.
Yeah, so obviously now we are, as of recording this, we're the 9th, so it's about 20 days away. So obviously you're still getting all the furniture, everything, that's all just finalising. But how's it looking for you now? Obviously being 20 days away, that there's that, when you're opening now, but how much more is there still to get done within the store?
I think anybody that's opened a store, a retail store, will tell you that right up probably till the last minute, you're worried about things that you still need to do, that need to get done. We've got an automatic door which it does its own thing at the moment. So it won't be, although we have got public liability insurance, it won't be great if someone gets trapped in the door on the first day. So I hope the engineer gets out next week to get that fixed. We've got a faulty fire alarm upstairs in the upstairs building, which is linked to our alarm system, which needs sorting out, and about 24 light bulbs to change. So I think anybody will tell you they panic right up until the last minute, and then once you open, you're open. You can't do any more. Then you can just chip away at all the little things that you notice that needed doing afterwards.
As I say, because obviously it's a great change from having the online platform and obviously being at card shows whenever they're on. So what have you found so far as like the biggest challenge of actually turning it into a shop? Because, for example, I would not have a clue where to start. I'd probably still be trying to work out what like display cases to order. So what has been the challenges so far for you to actually being able to get it to a point of looking to open?
I think everything came with its own challenges. Like I say, get the measurements right, getting the display cases ordered was a challenge in itself. Without hiring people to come in and do it for you, I've never measured a shop up to put display cabinets in, so I was sucking it and see to a certain extent. The shutters on the outside, we can't put shutters on. The local council won't allow shutters on the outside. The inside of the shop is suspended ceilings and false walls, so we'd have needed to have a lot of permission from the landlord to do building work to get shutters on the inside. So we've had to install a rather expensive fogging system. So I'm just dreading when that goes off accidentally, and you literally cannot see your hand in front of your face within 2 seconds within the store. So that'll be great when we've got a shop full of people and that goes off accidentally.
I was going to say, it sounds so complex and everything like that, but even down to now, like when you're starting kitting it out in terms of the cards, the wax, the signed memorabilia, it's going to be one of them that you, no doubt, you probably thought, right, this is going to go there, and then that's going to go there, and then you probably change your mind and change your mind. So is it going to be? It's truly going to be one of them that it's never going to be set in stone because it's still so new. It's a new venture that it potentially every time you do it, you could go, you know what, I'll change this, I'll change that, but it's going to be one of them. For me, I'll keep on moving it and moving it. So do you feel like that's going to be something that rises as well?
I haven't got that far yet, to be honest with you. It will be a challenge because the last couple of days I've spent pretty much all my time pricing up autographs because we've had stock at shows for, some of it's been there 2 years. Most of it we price up when the set first comes out, and as you'll be aware, those prices very quickly come out of date. So for the last X amount of shows, we've literally been saying to people, ignore the prices, just they're out of date. But now with a shop, you can't keep saying ignore the prices. You've got to have the price correct on them. So I've been spent all my time pricing up autographs, but it'll then come down to the decision as what goes in the shop to start with. Although we have got a huge amount of display cases, I've also got 5,000 autos, which so the chances are only 1,000 of those are going to go out on day one, and there's going to be some parallels as well. So it's really deciding what we put out to start with.
I was going to say I didn't even think about the pricing of everything. That's even just blown my mind altogether. Of where do you even start with that? And no doubt when you've started, and it's one of them now. You truly look back, you see the price of when it first comes out, probably within the first couple of days, and then you look at it now, a couple of years later, even a couple of weeks, couple of months later, and no doubt it's going to change. But that's another thing with a store. Prices do fluctuate, so that is in a whole different aspect as well that comes into it.
I think we're our own devil, if you like, with that, because of the amount of stock we hold. It's the same with eBay. We'll the cards that we do get on straight away when a set releases, you're putting on at the price that those cards are valued at when the set releases. If they haven't sold in a month, that price probably looks absolutely through the roof. But because we've got 10,000 different listings on eBay, I can't go through all the prices and change all the prices. So what we tend to do is leave them where they are, take offers on them, and then we might send them to auction. Whereas the shop's very different. I've got to get prices that'll be looked at as being reasonable for months to come. I can't go around changing all the price labels every week when something else happens.
I was going to say, especially if you had just 1,000 on show, not alone 5,000 out of the back. All it can take is one player scoring a hat trick or something, and that card goes up, and then that one goes down. But obviously, for people might be asking like how it's going to be arranged. Is it all going to be display cases, or is there going to be some flick throughs? Like, how are the cards going to be like kind of laid out within the store?
Yeah, I mean, there will be a lot of stuff in display cases, obviously, but we will have a huge amount of flick throughs. So they will range from 20 cards for a fiver, some of the not base but refractors, that sort of stuff. There will be some base, some of the better ones, but that'll range from very, very cheap cards up to, in some of the flip throughs, there'll be some £10 cards, and it'll literally be a buy 5 get 20% off, that sort of stuff. We'll make. I know how much people enjoy just from shows. I know how much people enjoy the flick throughs.
I think your flick throughs, especially at shows, are always great fun to look through because you do find some hidden gems in there that you're like, oh, I would have that in the middle of a showcase, but then you're like, actually no. And then you look at the showcase and you're like, I'm not sure how it gets in, but then you're like, wow, that could be a piece to someone's collection that they've been searching for ages. So having that option it's going to be quite enjoyable as well, seeing people find that card that they need or been looking for so long.
Yeah, we really enjoy taking the flick. There's certain shows that we can't take our flick throughs to because it becomes so busy and so hectic. But there are other shows. Scotland's show last year was a fantastic show for us to take the flick throughs to because it came across as a real collector's show, and so many people were delighted to find a Ross County player that they hadn't had in their collection. And in a million years, I was never going to sell that Ross County player anywhere else. So to see somebody get what they wanted at the Scotland show was fantastic.
I was going to say, like, just building on that, like for the more niche collectors, obviously I know, being in the women's community, quite a lot of female collectors and women's card collectors in general in the UK that have been trying to pick up some women's cards, but a lot of them do like seeing them in person at shows, but then at shows it can be very far and few between. That is there going to be a lot of women's cards for them to come and down and look at? Because I know there's a lot of them been asking, will there be any available before I buy it?
There'll be a huge amount of women's cards. I do seem to have opened a hell of a lot of women's chrome and other women's collections, so there'll be a lot of those. But I'll give another shout out. Tara, She Scores Cards. She has suggested that we need to have a women's cards trade night, so that will be one of the trade nights planned in.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Obviously, Tara, a great friend of the podcast. No doubt, I'll be back there for that one. I'll have to bring the credit card for that one at this rate. That one. But like I say, it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to it. Is there any other bits that you'd like the people to know about the store they might not necessarily know yet, or even just to let them know about?
I think for us, it's we don't want to just be seen as a retail shop. We want to fit in with the whole movement with card shops, but with this one, we want it to be more of a community hub, to let people come in and do what they want to do. You haven't got to come in and spend money if you don't want to. You can come in and stream for nothing. You can come in and set up your own shop in the pop-up shop. You do need to book that. You can't. It's free. I'll mention again. You can't just rock up with all your gear and just hope you can get in there. So, but it's on the TradeWiiCards website. You can book them, and but yeah, the main thing for us is it's all encompassing. What I'd love to see is we need to take a bit of money. Obviously, we've got to pay some overheads. But if we've got a shop with the trade table, people crowded around the trade table, with streamers in the streaming room, and then people around the trade table looking up at the monitors because a big card's been pulled in the streaming room. That's great. That's what we'd love to see.
Yeah, it sounds like a real hub, and that's what that aspect's going to be. Obviously, looking ahead now to the end of the month, obviously 31st of January, which is opening day. Is there anything planned for it? Because I know we've spoke before about maybe even like that pop-up room, for example. Is it still available? Is there anything going on that we should know about? Because no doubt people are already circling certain dates in their diary, waiting to come up to the store. Because no doubt I'm already doing that, booking the trains and everything like that.
Yeah, the pop-up room isn't available that opening weekend, unfortunately, and the only other date it's not available will be February the 22nd because we have got a booking for that. But other dates, unless anybody's booked in the meantime since I came on here, then they are available. Yeah, it's really use it as people see fit.
Yeah. And obviously, just to touch on, obviously, you're in currently one of the streaming rooms as well. Obviously, just say again, that is still bookable via the website in 2-hour blocks, which is great fun. And funny enough, you were showing me the setup, and it's even more impressive than my setup. I feel like I'm a bit out of place now here. But even like that, it's not like some people do a setup where it's just the lights and everything like that. All the gear's there, and it does look fantastic, I've got to say.
Yeah, the thing is, we know we're going to attract people that maybe just do a whatnot stream once a month, and then other people might come up that are regular streamers that stream every day. So it's really having the equipment here that meets everybody's needs. If somebody just wants to put a phone on and they don't want a microphone, they don't want anything else, they don't want the lights and computer, then fair enough. But if they do want all the streaming decks and everything else, it's all here for them.
I got to say, I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far. I will be up on Saturday, the 1st of February, which I can't wait for. But I suppose now for you, with obviously the last few bits to do, but it's one then that you probably can't wait now to get the automatic door opening if it wants to open, as well as shut. But come 31st of January, going into February.
Yeah, we're excited, very excited that we've got to this stage now. But again, as anybody that's opened a shop will tell you, there's always that apprehension and hoping things go well. You're hoping at least one person walks through the door. But these are all the things that everybody worries about, and everybody seems to cope with them. And it seems to go okay. So I'm going to take comfort in that.
Like I say, obviously, I can't wait to get up to Loughborough on the 1st of February. Like I say, from everyone who listens to the podcast, from myself, so I wish you and Kelly and the team the best of luck for the shop. And no doubt we'll be seeing a lot of people in the store. We'll be seeing a lot of content as well with people coming up, seeing what they can find. But most of all, we wish you the best of luck for the store. And obviously, can't wait to come up and visit.
That's great, yeah. And that's the ideal thing for it. We're right in the middle of the country here, and people that like yourself that might be down south that have got friends in the hobby that are up north, Manchester areas, etc., Newcastle, what have you, you can meet in the middle.
100%. I think that's the best thing about it is it can be a meeting ground as well as just an experience of traveling up there by itself. But like I say, a massive good luck. Obviously, come 3 weeks' time, we'll be in there in person. No doubt you'll be showing me a box of Team GB, a box of women's stuff, and I'll probably be going back without eating because I probably spent too much. But I can't wait for it. So bring it on. That's what I say.
That's great. Yeah, can't wait to have you up here.
I'd say a massive thanks, obviously, from Paul for coming. Obviously, do head over to the website as well. If you want to book the pop-up room, if you want to book the streaming platform, do it, because it's going to be a great place for the hobby. And like I say, a massive good luck ahead of the release. But obviously, it's been a fantastic episode. Episode 148 is done. The 150th special is just around the corner. But a massive thanks yet again to Third Down UK for powering up this episode of the Top Loaded Podcast. Whether you need card supplies, custom card stands, great preparation kits, they will have you covered. And TTP10 at checkout for 10% off everything. And I hope everyone out there is doing well, staying safe, buying, selling, trading, and all that good jazz. But most importantly, happy hobbying and good night.